All right. How's it going, peeps? It is Wednesday the 3rd. Everything you're about to see and hear is, in my opinion only, for entertainment purposes. So take it for what it's worth. Thank you for everyone who was giving me well wishes and all that stuff. Appreciate it. I am on the mend. Still dealing with some junk in my chest from the anesthesia. But I went to this morning and got my 26 staples yanked out. But fortunately, that wasn't too bad. But I'm on the mend. So thank you, everyone who showed your support. And on a housekeeping note, when you're viewing me on your screen, on the bottom kind of right of the screen, there's a gear. And you can click that gear and you can speed up the playback of this video. So for all the new people out there, I'm dyslexic and I had a traumatic brain injury. So sometimes I speak in Klingon and then sometimes I speak slow because I have to really think about the words I'm saying. So sometimes it's a little like watching paint dry. So you can go down there and speed up that playback speed. You're welcome. All right, back into the news. So the title of this video is FOMO. Don't mess with me, FOMO. No, I'm just kidding. Fear of missing out. And if we're all honest with each other and with ourselves, we have been ruled by the drug of fear of missing out. For somewhere in our brain, we've thought that if we are not on Telegram, Twitter, YouTube, wherever else, and watching it like a stock ticker back in the day, that old ribbon thing that they used to sit there and watch the stocks go up and down, that somehow we're going to miss the RV. I mean, really, when you think about it, it's like, come on, you're going to miss the RV, really? When it goes, it's going to be all over the internet, all over everywhere. So don't let the fear of missing out ruin your today, ruin your tomorrow. If you have plans, if you need a break from social media, take one, because I guarantee you, by the time you log on, if the RV goes or rack goes or whatever goes, you'll know about it. So don't be ruled by the fear of missing out anymore. All right, so there was a lot of hype for the weekend. And this is the main reason that I do not do dates and rates, is because you're guaranteed. Someone says Tuesday at 2, it's not going to be Tuesday at 2. So I don't follow rates and dates and all that stuff. It's all wonderful, hearing the new speculation on Dinar and Dong, and it's astronomical. Like 8 or 9 for Dinar and 5 or 6 for Dong. But again, who's vetting that? Who's saying these rates? So it's all wonderful and make believe, but I would take pennies on the dollar right now. You give it to me, I cash in everything I got and be done, and then I would disappear from social media. So as far as what my general overview opinion of timing is, there's still a few pieces in play, and like on the last video, we're so hyper focused on the RV, and I'm not making the Illuminati sign, so but we're so focused on the RV that in our peripheral vision, we're missing the other chess pieces being moved into place. I'm going to give you a couple key pieces. Venezuela. So what's going on in Venezuela? The military going after cartels. We're blowing up smuggler boats. That's got to be put to bed. I think the whole Ukraine-Russia thing, I think that's just a noisemaker over here, keeping people distracted. The other thing that is, in my opinion, needs to happen is we have to see the end of SWIFT. And we know that's coming with the ISO 222, or however you say it. We know that that's looming and that's on the horizon. It's approaching very rapidly. So all banks have to be compliant with that ISO 222 to 20,022, whatever. You get what I'm saying. By November, I don't know if it's the beginning of the November or the end, I can't remember. But that's a brick wall for banks to be compliant. So we need to see the dollar crash. I hope that, I don't know if the stock market is going to have to crash or not. I really don't know. I go back and forth. Sometimes I think it does. Sometimes I think it doesn't. People are going to lose a lot of money if it does. And that's going to be a painful pill to swallow. But we're seeing soaring metal prices. So today, Gold Telegraph on Twitter says the U.S. dollar is at a record low versus gold. The story is unfolding. We're seeing, I didn't check silver today, but last time I checked it was at $40. And these are historic prices. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. This reset is coming. The question is the RV going to be in front of the crash of the old system, or is it going to be after the crash? If it comes before the crash, it's all a matter of timing. If, let's just say, Iraq goes first, launches everything, then we have Vietnam and Venezuela, all these other first basket nations going, and it precedes the death of SWIFT and the dollar, then we are going to have to be Johnny on the spot with our plans to, if you have a dream home in mind, if you are going to be buying precious metals, you're going to be buying XRP, all these things, you're going to have to be like, as soon as you get your money in a bank account, be doing these things, because what's going to be happening in the sheep world, as I like to call it, is interest rates are going to be being cut. I don't know if that's going to go straight to 1% like Trump wants, or if it's going to be a step down. And that will kickstart the debt world. So the first thing that anyone with a brain is going to do, including myself, is refinance your house. Because if you've bought a house in the last 3 years, your interest rate's ridiculous. So if you can go from a 7% fixed to 1%, you're going to be saving thousands of dollars a month, depending on how much your house was. So that's going to be the first step. And then a lot of people will, refinance with cash back, pay off credit cards. So you're going to be seeing a lot of credit card deals for balance transfers, things like that, with a really catchy interest rate. You're already seeing interest rates for auto loans come down because, go buy any car lot. They have massive inventory sitting there just rusting. So they're going to want to move cars, so they're going to be slashing interest rates. So it'll have a moment in the sun where everything's seems amazing, but then that brings inflation. So in sheep world, we're going to see the dollar be hyperinflated and continue to lose value against gold and other currencies. And then the ultimate demise of SWIFT, it crash, and we go into, asset-backed, RLUSD, XRP takes off. I don't know what to think about Bitcoin. I go back and forth on it. So that's going to be another thing that's in your peripheral vision that you got to keep an eye on, because all these things, all these roads converge at some point to the global currency reset. So there's a lot of things in the Trump bills, the Big Beautiful Bill and the Genius Act and all that stuff, that gives me pause, and I'm not really sure about it. But then you have to also go back to if NESARA is everything it's supposed to be, and the old goes away and we start into a new world, and anything that's not constitutional law, aka if it's maritime admiralty law, goes away. So everything from the Biden years up to now, basically, if it's not built on constitutional law, is going away. So that I don't get too hung up on the things that give me pause or red flags in Trump's new bills. I do believe that the decentralized crypto market that we see running parallel with everything else is going to be the Achilles heel to keep the central banks from dominating everything. So again, post Nassar, all that stuff's supposed to go away. So there's just a lot to process. So getting back to the timing issue, it seems to me that we still have a little ways to go, a little bit of a journey to go. And I don't know if that's, to November. And we do have some news on Sadani. So from Swisher 1776, and what's the news source? I don't know where she got it. Oh, there's Iraqi news. So the parliament moves to impeach Prime Minister Sadani over budget and final accounts. Political shockwave hits Iraq's economy. Now, there's two thoughts on this, 2.5, kind of. One, the original Sadani 1.0, is a bad guy. He's tied to Iran. Myself and others believe that he's been replaced, and we're looking at Sadani 2.0, because as soon as the much heavier Sadani came on the scene, a lot of things started changing for the good. So is this just kind of smoke and mirrors? Is it a warning shot fired across the bow for Sadani to be like, all right, let's get this thing moving, stop dragging your feet? Or does the character Sadani really have to go away? I think he's been replaced, and I think the new guy is working with the White Hat team, and they're moving this thing forward. That's just my personal opinion. So we had that article, and then just as you think, let's see, where is it? Just when you think, so this was yesterday, I think. So on the tails of the rumored big weekend, the first thing Iraq does comes out, announces that they're doing currency auctions again, and I'm like, what in the living beep is going on? So again, Swisher had this commentary. She thinks that back-to-back auctions, the CBI is not leaving a gap, signals active management of liquidity, right as salaries, oils, and the 25 budget deadline align. So I'm not taking that as a bad thing. I think it was just another last-minute push to get more dinar off the street. What else do I got here? So things are moving forward with Iraq and the World Trade Organization. So it looks like basically they are just waiting on the rate. And these are from Brothers Technology and Coach Timothy giving a commentary on that. And the reason I give you guys these names of these accounts on Twitter is so that you can go follow them. Don't depend on a talking head to tell you what to think. Read articles and see if we're on track or not. And then other news from the CBI, the CBI launches a reciprocal e-wallet transfer. So, launch a reciprocal money transfer services via e-wallets, enabling individuals and business owners to conduct financial transactions with greater speed, ISO 222, and flexibility. So what these will do when you're traveling abroad or using your card to purchase things from other nations, it will do the rate conversion for you, which will streamline your purchases and interactions. So then we got Kurdistan region has additionally facilitated the removal of barriers to oil exports. So they're ready to start sending oil, and that was from Brothers Technology. We just went over that one. Okay, here's the one I was trying to find earlier. And this goes back to gold. So from George Magazine, a finance expert just detailed a genius strategy President Trump might be working on to fix the national debt using gold. So again, this goes back to the suppression of metals is going away. But is he going to use hyperinflated dollar, which is a lesser value, against the increased value of gold to settle our debts at a much lower rate? That's kind of where I am leaning to. So those are all the articles I had up to share today. I had some notes from yesterday. I tried to make 3 videos yesterday, or make a video 3 times. The first time I was speculating some stuff, and then after hearing Trump on his announcement about Space Force, some of the comments he was saying about tariffs and things like that, it made me rethink it, so I deleted that video. And then I started to make another one, and Amazon came, and my dog, my German Shepherd, went ballistic. So, and it was like, I played it back and you couldn't even hear me because he was barking so loud. So, deleted that video. And then did 3rd video and got almost to the same spot in my notes. And then UPS came and Coda went nuts again. So I was like, you know what? I think the universe is trying to tell me to make a video the next day. So here we are. All right. So let's see. Okay, one last thing. Vietnam successfully rolled out their payment to their citizens. Now, the dollar amount isn't a big deal. What is a big deal, and then this kind of goes to the e-card or the card that the Iraqis use, is that both Vietnam and Iraq, on the citizen level, for the most part, are pretty parallel. Most people, you have to think about Vietnam. Most of these people are still living the way they've lived for the last 100 years. Obviously there's a little bit more technology involved, but there's still street vendors. Everything's in cash. Very few people use a point of sale credit card machine. So for them to go from the bamboo telegraph to having a payment card that these people have set up and now are receiving funds from in such a short period of time has been like Star Trek technology going into effect to get these people on the grid. So the fact that they were able to pay their citizens this amount, 100,000 dong, which equates to like $3 or something. And you can eat one day on less than $3 because I've seen videos where Americans are over there doing it. But the point is, it's not about the dollar amount, it's about the technology. So now that the technology is established, whenever they do change their rate and they start paying their people their reparations or whatever they call it, that system is in place. So that's a massive leap forward on timing. I mean, Vietnam has moved mountains in the last year, really in the last 6 months, and also Iraq. So I don't think the can's getting kicked to like way down 26. I think my personal back wall would be Q1 26, basically the beginning of the year. And I think we're just on a space where it could go any time in between those two. I think a key marker for Iraq is the whole Sudani thing. Does he have to be reelected? Does he have to go away? If it wasn't the new Sudani, then I would say definitely he needs to go away because he's got way too many ties to Iran. But Sudani 2.0 really seems to be putting momentum behind the ball. The ball's moving, and he's really back there putting momentum behind it. He's having all these meetings with heads of governments, doing memorandums of understanding for future business and future trade. He's having secret meetings, well, secret, but unofficial, not announced meetings with people in the United States government. They've authorized the United States government and their allies to conduct strikes against Iranian militias that are operating inside of Iraq. Iran has been cut off at the knees because the barricade around Venezuela, no oil is moving there from Venezuela to Iran or vice versa. So their last financial tie has been severed. And that's another key piece that we got to keep watching in the peripheral. So you have a lot of homework as far as things to watch. And again, all roads are converging at our reset. So I hope you got a little more understanding out of all this, and just, don't have the fear of missing out ruling your life. Just take a deep breath, sit back, watch the things in the peripheral, keep watching XRP and crypto, and we just have to wait for it all to come together like a big catch net. So that's it for today. And I appreciate you guys watching these videos. Like, share, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. So thank you so much, and you guys are awesome, and we'll catch you on the next video.